With the loss of Chio Taikai from the tournament, the way continues to open up for Ozeki-ranked Mongolian Asashoryu to win the Basho, the Cup, and 10 million yen. He's much admired in Japan for his fighting spirit and determination, but when all is said and done, the Japanese would much prefer to see a Japanese triumph in their centuries-old national sport. However, there are still 5 bouts to go, and there is a clutch of Japanese Rikishi still theoretically able to win should Asashoryu, the Green Wolf, stumble or falter. Well, Asashoryu is in the lead with 9 straight wins and no losses. But let's cut away to our first bout between Buyuzan and Tochinohana. Buyuzan from the Musashigawa stable, which also contains Musashimaru, Wakanoyama, Dejima, Miyabiyama and Musoyama. Probably the toughest training environment in Japanese sumo at present, and Buyuzan is one of them. Only got 3 wins so far though in this tournament, not doing particularly well, and he's got 6 losses. Well, this bout is seesawing backwards and forwards, but eventually it's Tochinohana who drives Buyuzan over the edge with a straight arms thrust. An oshidashi win for Tochinohana, and that is his 3rd win. Kotonowaka there, just getting ready in his bout against Jumonji. 2 wrestlers turn in. At the same time, chuck the salt in the ring. These 2 have fought 3 times before. Jumonji, relative newcomer, has won 2 of those 3 bouts. Kotonowaka with 6 wins so far, locks the arm there, gets that kime hold on the arm. That's the arm locking move. He's got 2 arms there. He's got his fists locked together underneath, and he's squeezing those arms together. And with that grip, he'll either try and push him straight out or throw him down. But it's Jumonji who puts a lot of power into that movement, despite the fact that his arms were trapped. Lifted up Kotonowaka, much the heavier wrestler of the 2, some 20 kilos heavier than himself, and spun him round and out with yorikiri. Next out, Wakanoyama, young mountain, fights Kaiho. These 2 have fought 9 times in the past, and Wakanoyama's won 6 of those encounters. So Wakanoyama leads with the head. Kaiho sidesteps him slightly, tries a pull down on the back of the head, slap a harite to Wakanoyama's face, but Wakanoyama's sticking in there, driving forward with his head. Kaiho almost slipped there in that skirmish. Well, this fight is going backwards and forwards. It's pushes and pulls, and it's Kaiho who eventually locks on the belt, gets under the shoulder a bit, and drops Wakanoyama with the underarm shitate dashinagi throw. Fast and furious bout there. Vintage Kaiho, this rather small wrestler. Well, that says fight Akinoshima. He's the next one out. Veteran, 35 years old. And he's fighting Aminishiki. Aminishiki, one of the lighter wrestlers, almost the 2nd lightest. He's at 124 kilos. Akinoshima at 149. But Akinoshima comes up high and tries to pull out Aminishiki down. Doesn't exactly succeed right at the start, but continues the advantage and throws him down with a lock on one of Aminishiki's arms. So a kotenage win there for Akinoshima. That gives him 8 wins. He's up near the front. Could win this basho. He's never won a basho in the past. He's had a lot of good tournaments. He won 19 tournament prizes, which is evidence of success in the past, but he's never actually won a basho. And his Dejima, he's a man who has won a basho in the past. He's fighting Toki, who, despite being in pro or this top sumo's 4 years, has never won a tournament prize at all. Most of the wrestlers have won a prize or 2, but not Toki. So Dejima wins that one. Takes his tally of wins up to 7, and that was Toki gathering his 4th loss. Now Tokitsuumi, not a great salt scatterer there against Iwakiyama. one of about 8 wrestlers who weighs 170 kilos or more. Newcomer in his first basho, heavy, strong, talented, and there tries a leg grab, unusual movement. I often see that in the sumo. That's a watashikomi technique. Well, this is fusen show. It should have been Kotoryu against Ushiomaru, but Ushiomaru's dropped out due to an injury, a knee, when he lost against Tochinohana yesterday. So Kotoryu there, it's an easy win. That ups his wins to 4. Well, this is the Shitakubeya, the changing room. And it's Akinoshima there. And this is Konishiki, the great Konishiki, who rose as high as Ozeki ranked, was once considered for Yokozuna. He retired some time ago, but here he is, surrounded by fans, still as big as ever, still as popular. These are the Red Cross kids in Japan, comparing hands with the great Konishiki. Well, nice to see him back watching the sumo again. Well, now we have Tamanoshima against Tochinohana. These two have fought 3 times. Tamanoshima has won 2 of those, so fairly close. So a bit of a head-banging start there. Tamanoshima almost lost his balance as Tochinohana tried to pull him down. Tochinohana, incidentally, has got 8 kinboshi, 8 gold stars, which means he's beaten Yokozuna 8 times. So he's a bit of a giant killer, but there he gets shoved out with yorikiri. So Tamanoshima gains his 2nd win. He's not doing very well at all. He's already got Makikoshi with 8 losses. Now Tamakasuga against Miyabiyama. These two fought many times, but there's a head-banging start. And into the tsupari and the slaps. But it's eventually Miyabiyama who forces Tamakasuga out with yorikiri. So yorikiri, top scoring technique in sumo. It's a straight force out over the edge of the ring. Right, now we have Tosanoumi. Originally came from one of the sumo universities, the Doshisha University, here fighting Hokutoriki. So Tosanoumi comes out fast, but it's Hokutoriki, the new blood, who fights back, and that seesaw back and forwards with the exchange of pushes and pulls into the face of the opposing wrestler. So Hokutoriki wins that one. That's his 3rd win, and it was the 6th loss for Tosanoumi. Well, there's Konishiki in the audience. It's as big as ever. Now Takanowaka against Takanonami. Veteran Takanonami, he's one of the leaders in the race for the Yusho, the victory in this basho. He's got 7 wins so far and 2 losses. Just a couple of losses behind Asashoryu, but still plenty of time to catch up. These two have fought 5 times. Takanonami's won 4 of them. Takanonami goes for that arm hold of his, the kotenage, and you see there Takanowaka snatching it away. Even though he'd forced Takanonami outside the ring, he snatched it away as if to say, well, you tried that against my arm, but you weren't strong enough. So Takanowaka with 7 wins. That levels him up with Takanonami, both of them now with 7 wins and 3 losses. Kyokushusan, 142 pounds, fights powerhouse Wakanosato. Mostly does belt sumo, does Wakanosato on the left there, but Kyokushusan tries a pull down, but jumps back as he does it, and that places him right by the edge. Kyokushusan just followed up with a push, sent him over the edge. So 4th win for Wakanosato, 7th loss for Kyokushusan. Kotomitsuki there, ready, just slightly ahead of Kyokuten-ho. Kotomitsuki chucks the salt in, the shiomaki, as it's called. Kyokuten-ho Mongolian's also got a brother in sumo called Kyokudozan. So there's a Kachiagi move from Kyokuten-ho. As Kotomitsuki came out, he brought his elbow up, cracked it under Kotomitsuki's jaw, which recently was broken. So survived, the jaw survived that particular bang without too many problems. So that was the 5th win for Kotomitsuki. All right, this is Tochinohana coming out, sorry, correction there, Shimotori coming out for his bout against Aso Shoryu in a couple of moments' time. But now we have Robocop Takami Sakari, that's what they call him here in Japan, and he's fighting Tochiazuma. Tochiazuma with 5 wins and 4 losses. Takami Sakari, same score, same result. He's stood 4 3 times, and each time Tochiazuma's won. Tochiazuma locks in tight there, but Takami Sakari's got, or had, Tochiazuma's left arm stuck up high in the air. It's Kaino as it's known, but there, Tochiazuma comes through despite the fact his arm was almost isolated and gets squashed down with Yori Taoshi. So a fine win there by Tochiazuma. He's coming back into form a bit, although it's slightly late in the day. We'll see that move against his arm that Takami Sakari had. They hold very high under the armpit and right up as high up the back as they can, and they try and float the opponent's arm up so it loses its power. But Takami Sakari, looks as though his leg collapsed a bit there on that move. He's got a very bad knee injury, had it for a long time, and it's Tochiazuma that gets the Kensho, the prize money at the end. Musoyama, so from the Masashigawa stable, fights Gojiro. Wrestlers never fight their own stable mates unless it's a playoff on the last day of the Basho. These two fought once before. Musoyama won that one. Well, Musoyama almost got completely sidestepped there. Gojiro just got completely out the way, but Musoyama recovered brilliantly. Gojiro whacking in hard with the slaps and the throat thrusts. There's a Harite that went whistling past over Musoyama's head, and eventually Gojiro couldn't keep the pressure up, turned and just got shoved out from behind. So fast, furious bout there. Look at those slaps, nearly took his head off, but then he lost it, got turned. He gives up there at the end, couldn't keep the pressure up, and Musoyama takes his 7th win. Well, there you can see that one of those slaps cut Musoyama's eye. Now look at all that money. Each one of those banners represents money that the wrestler will collect at the end. It's between Asa Shoryu and Shimotori. Asa Shoryu on the left. Shimotori, 147 kilos. Asa Shoryu, mere 137. Definitely lightweight wrestler, the lower end of the scale. There again, Chiyonafuji was not that heavy, and he absolutely dominated for a long time. Well, Asa Shoryu, he really burns to win. No crouch. Shimotori slightly slow off the mark. Asa Shoryu locks in tight. Shimotori, and they both crashed down together. Well, it looked to me like Asa Shoryu got that one, but it was very close. So neither wrestler's sure who's got it. They're both looking at the judge. Well, the referee gave it to Asa Shoryu, but there's been an objection. Well, let's watch that one again. Let's see who does crash down first. And, well, yes, I think Asa Shoryu's arm just touched down. No, they say it was, they fell at the same time. So it's going to be a Torinoshi. That's a rematch. So there's Konishiki again with his fans. And those fans were shouting for Shimotori. Well, let's see what happens on this rematch. So Shimotori comes across the gap a lot faster. As Asa Shoryu gets a hand on the belt, and then that's it. Shimotori's legs skidded wide, and with a little bit of assistance on the belt, He's skidded down with Uwate Dashinagi's throw. So Asashoryu racks up his 10th straight win. Well, there's a lot of excitement now, as it looks like this Mongolian could come through to win the Basho. Well, he's powerful on the belt, and he's powerful whether he's doing the pushing, thrusting type sumo. So at the end of day 10, we have Asashoryu in the lead with 10 straight wins, and behind him, Akinoshima with 8 wins and 2 losses. So he's ahead. Stay with us, we'll be back after the break.